Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of the Banter Bench podcast. My name is Bayo, and this time around, we're taking a look at what is trending, the latest. Uh, what we saw recently was the final of the Carabao Cup at the Wembley, and it was between Manchester City and Arsenal. Unfortunately, the team majority thought would carry the day eventually ended up losing, and that is Arsenal. The fifth time they'll be losing in the final of the Carabao Cup. That's on record, actually. Emeka and Jacob dey here, and together we go dey roll. We go first start from that match we been happen for Wembley. Immediately I see that lineup saying that Kepa dey put. No disrespect to Kepa. I don't talk say this na -1. No be say Kepa no good, but obviously Raya dey form. If you be Arteta, would you also have given Kepa that opportunity? And wetin you feel say make Man City beat Arsenal for that final?
Obviously, we all know say waiting key Arsenal na that keeper wey dey change. I don't know why Arteta even change him goalkeeper when we get international break coming up. I see no reason why you're benching Raya when you know say you dey play a stronger opponent in the Man City side. Upon us say Man City no even all their players no even complete.
Yes.
So I think Arteta go the blame go dey on Arteta. I see no reason why you bench Raya. You're number one. We don't do brilliant for you. From the get go, from when season don't start. Kepa also caused us the same Carling Cup. I don't know whether now something with Kepa. Me just they mess up, they misbehave.
For that Cup.
See that sneaky goal where they spam. Immediately I saw the lineup, I already knew that waiting Arteta they do. They bench Kepa. Okay. Now only Kepa ain't even bench for this thing. But Man City side they weaker. They don't play the likes of Magui. They don't play Diaz. Which other player they don't play? They not fit for they no start that game. Obviously, Baba no dey from this season. So no reserve, no play. Now that small boy, Riley, and he can dismantle us. So the whole blame go fall on Arteta. Why you no start your top man? Why play Kepa? You don't play Kepa against Chelsea. You see one humiliate Man City because if you say Kepa deep well like this Chelsea, don't come start them against Man City. You know say this ones they get their own pattern of play, they get their tiki-taka pattern. See the way they control that game, they control the midfield. I know Eze no dey available, but at least at that City side yesterday, the performance where they put in yesterday, myself I dey surprised because I felt Arsenal would come out victorious, based on their form and everything. So kudos to Guardiola. Just guys give him in respect. He don't break record. The only manager for Premier League we don't win the Carabao Cup 5 times. So those guys give him accolades.
Correctly.
Okay, Jacob, Arsenal been the talk say they won't win a quadruple. Say win Carabao, win FA, win Champions League. Now it don't remain treble. So treble is a possibility. Premier League, FA Cup, and then the Champions League. But most likely, wetin Arsenal fit win, we say okay, then their destiny dey their hands na Premier League. As they don't lose this Carabao Cup, if you say it will affect their performance going forward as they continue to stage the opportunity of in their quest to win the Premier League for the first time since 2005 or thereabouts.
Well, I thank God they are going for international break. I think that will give us now an Arteta time to go back to the drawing board and reset themselves back up. So you understand. So now big luck for them. See that they go international break. So I didn't mention international break no day between now and when the next club game will be available. So definitely it will definitely tell on them. So you understand, because Arsenal was so full of confidence yesterday that they are going to win that game. The confidence was so much. Even I think 90% of even football watchers expect Arsenal to even carry the day. So you understand. They were so full of confidence as well. They had all their players on the field, except there's not much creativity in the middle of the park for them. You understand? The likes of Declan Rice and Zubimendi were just there, roaming about and no creativity at all. Emeka also said the same yesterday that the attackers were starved yesterday. Of a lot of the only chance one of the attackers had was Havertz in the first half. That beautiful opportunity for him to get Arsenal ahead. but he fumbled. You understand? Although to me, Harvard is my kind of match rusty. You know, he has been dealing with injuries here and there. So you understand. So but to me, he still fumbled. You understand? That was the only clear-cut chance that Arsenal created in that particular game. So in the middle of the park, I mean, they lack enough creativity. This guy was not available. Ibechi was, I think, out injured.
Yeah.
And Odegaard is also not available as well for the match. So I think that's what actually affected them. And very terrible game from Arsenal yesterday. Very, very terrible one. Nobody expected that. Very poor performance. And a top-notch performance from Manchester City and Guardiola. So kudos to them.
So Arsenal need to buck up going forward because 7 more games to play in the Premier League. If you let it slip, you know that the world will turn against you. And the banter go too sweet if Arsenal eventually go back to this one. But maybe we'll leave that one. Enter Premier League proper. Last time, when we watch the last set of games, Everton won Chelsea. Everton beat Chelsea. No be 1, no be 2. Everton scored Chelsea 3. And honestly, I just surprised. I know so Chelsea no day form. All these small boys with the parade. I know say no be there they supposed to. But I never imagined that the time will come that Chelsea will lose that scandalously to Everton.
That's a heavy defeat.
So it's almost the end of the season. But what should Chelsea do to salvage the season? At least maybe finish in the top 6 or top 7 to ensure that
they make the Champions spot.
Make the UCL spot. Or maybe Europa League.
As it stands presently, you know, I would be sincere with my analysis. I don't see Chelsea making the top 4. Based on their performance, based on the players there. Check out, see what Everton they use them do. You know, this guy Chaluba picked up an injury. You know, we don't get replacements. Of course, now when they even fear to introduce Tosin and Bachashile. You know, when you have caliber of players in your team that you're not even sure, why not just dispose them? Why not just sell all of them? You know, it boils down to the sporting director, to Boli and your assistant. You know, get quality players in the team. You don't get better players. Just the parade. Imagine say Ato now they pair with Fofana for that back. You know, you just allow that particular game. They just gave Beto wey no dey form, Beto wey they even the bench. You know, Beto can't get free hand. You whine Fofana. You run past Fofana.
I even read one thing say Chelsea play, then get Ato, then get Neto. But na Beto.
Na
Neto.
It boils down to the management, to the team, you know, the Godboli them, you know. I feel sacking Maresca. Normally, I don't abuse Maresca, you know, for when season starts. But I felt they would have just left him. I know they were
at that point.
Yes, they were having misunderstanding, but I felt they should have just left the man to finish the season. You know, it's something is off in that team. You know, you go see the way those players they play. Like say they don't want to play for the manager. You know, I watched the clip when Enzo and Okorela, the way they were behaving, the attitude towards the manager. You know, probably they feel this man is not giving us the right tactics, like he's not giving us the right instruction. You know, see, Liam don't play 16 games. He won 10. He lost 5. I think he drew 1, a bit 2. You know, very poor record. Probably as season on the end, make Chelsea management, make they just define new manager because this Liam, if they leave him for next season, we are going nowhere. It's just a shame our season will end in this way. The way we win Club World Cup, we don't be happy say
Chelsea is back.
If we even tackle for Premier League. But before the season starts, I already said the same thing. You know, you don't have quality defenders. You know, no quality. That if you even watch all their defenders, you know, if you pick point one defender, he gets. So I think there's a lot to fix. You know, in that particular team. Yeah.
Man U and Bournemouth played a 2-2 draw, and what has been generating traction is that penalty decision that the referee failed to spot. Ahmad, that was a pull. And he said no penalty. Later, Bournemouth got their own penalty in a similar fashion and 2-2. But United still number 3 on the table. Carrick has done so well since taking up the job from Ruben Amorim. And I think if he does enough to keep United in the Champions League spot, that should definitely be enough for the management and every fan of Man United, Jacob.
Yeah, we're looking at the transfer market and we're going for a coach. right, I think Cardiff can able, to just finish at least in the fourth position, take us to the Champions League, what is it called, the sport. I think it's good to go. They have to just have to give him the job and back him up. And by the next window, they have to just, bring out money and spend. They have to spend seriously because we need a lot of legs in that team seriously, and players need to live as well. So if Cardiff can able to finish in the fourth position, at least the fourth position, that's Champions League, what is it called, sport. I think Cardiff is good to go for now because there's no coach presently at the transfer market that we can actually, what is it called, bring to the team and do the needful for us.
One man that is also facing the sack is head coach of Liverpool, Arne Slot. Then flog them again. Brighton beat Liverpool for their own last game. And one of man don't use the word useless, but if there's anything, they are very close to be useless. Now, Tottenham, Nottingham Forest beat them, and PC Awoni scored the third goal. Now 3-0, then beat Nottingham Forest. They be like say the Premier League going to take shape. 7 more fixtures for everybody, and this one will really, really be very interesting.
Yeah.
Every game is important for all the teams. If you snooze, you zuzu, that might just be the end of it. Well, Bantamel Podcast is what you're watching. In case you have not followed us on other social media platforms, do it on Facebook, do it on X, do it on IG, and of course TikTok. We are also on YouTube, Bantamel Podcast. Subscribe and follow us on all other social media platforms. And I trust that we will always put out contents that you will definitely love. We'll return to talk about the Madrid derby that happened in La Liga. That was between Real Madrid and of course Atletico. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back, and we will be talking about the Spanish La Liga very, very quickly. The last top game we saw was the Madrid derby, where Real Madrid defeated Atletico by 3-2. Who started the party was Nigerian winger, Africa Footballer of the Year, that's Lukman Ademola, and he got Atletico to a very fine start. He drew the first blood, but the Galacticos came back into it and got a much needed victory. One of the most important players for Real this season has been Federico Valverde. Scored in that game and was also red carded, but never mind, 3 points in the bag, 4 points behind Barcelona. And the question is, with Madrid winning the big games, are they still in contention? And if you put into consideration the fact that their second game in the El Clasico is away at Barcelona, can Madrid still turn things around, Emeka?
Obviously, definitely they can.
You see that game against Atletico now?
Yeah. I wasn't really active. I just dey sleep, dey wake up. Get body they do me. I know say they beat Chelsea.
So situation make
I not dey depressed. Why would I be depressed?
So
Team wey don dey lose, they go.
mentally is not fit.
It's not like I'm not fit, but it's football. Anything can happen. So definitely, as a Madrid fan, I expect Madrid to turn things around. But Barcelona, this present Barcelona squad, no one just drop any points. You saw their last game, the one they won against Real Vallecano.
Yeah,
sneaky win, just 1-0. Most people don't believe people even believe they could dismantle those ones. So it's still open. They still have like 8 more games or 7 more games to go. So the table can still turn around. I'm just wishing Madrid the best of luck. But for that particular Clasico game against Barcelona, it will be a tough one. I see the both teams drawing. That would be a fair result for Madrid. So that's what I feel. Anything, the league is still open. Madrid could eventually turn things around. So no prediction. No prediction for me. Let the best just win.
It's quite unfortunate that Madrid actually was against Barcelona that 4-point lead after losing to all this lower side.
Yes.
But for them to win that particular game is a very big statement for them to win the Madrid derby. So still putting over the hit on the Barcelona there, top of the log.
I even felt the ref wanted to, turn things around.
Exactly. That was bad red card was controversial. Very, very controversial. Very.
I expect an appeal actually.
Yeah.
There was no even review.
It was not even reviewed, and
review.
the wrongful decision actually stood. So you understand, which was not supposed to. But Madrid, very good one, keeping the heat on Barcelona on the top of the log there. So let's see what happens at the end of the season.
Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We have a lot of games to go, and we'll always follow those games right there in the La Liga. Victor Osimhen has returned to Turkey. He returned last night after a few days in Nigeria. A person talks say, wait till Osimhen can see Carterefe. Say
Carterefe.
na me waiting. Say na waiting.
Blues.
But Osimhen too like Nigeria. Any small break.
Yes, now.
And Nigeria boy.
Osimhen will sleep for Istanbul this night. Before morning, you don't see him for Lagos again.
That's it now. You make money outside, you come back to
Come back to your homeland.
No dey like all those Mike.
No.
Mike wey go dey open him mouth, dey talk like say they put yam inside him mouth. When
Not
you
yam.
make money there, come back, come help your people. At least do one or two.
Exactly
See
now.
wetin Osimhen come do for Carterefe. No streams, you know what sub wey Carterefe get for Twitch. So that's it. The Baba love your country. Boniface don't even talk and say they give am free free salary package, and which when we won't complete for anything, go come back, complete for MFN. You know, they enjoy in time for Nigeria. Also, kudos to
It's good to
Osimhen.
remember your root now.
Exactly.
So remembering how you also how you struggle to make it. I mean, if you can't put up, you know, the guy really wants to the bad price. And the guy really wants the bad price.
Osimhen come sit down beside you. Where are the
So we know the human being. Only you go
they
now.
give job pizza for him.
Am I Muslim? I ain't go jab me. I used to. I ain't go jab me.
So it's a very big deal for Carterefe. Now Kolu they even make.
I swear.
See, if I say butterfly in my belly, Kolu don't believe himself. Sit down near Osimhen. Where Kolu wants you to
Big brother.
Osimhen lap am. Victor na real street boy. You know so.
If you respect you,
And I see that
if you
talk
respect.
say back in 2019.
Yeah, that
Say
guy.
you won't go
Yeah,
beat.
nacho.
You won't go beat Yenacho. Won't go collect Yenacho boot. One senior man did there. The bouncer.
Life.
Now the senior man come and say.
Look down anybody.
Life go far gone.
Life fit take. Life
They
fit
tell you
take.
any moment, anytime.
Boy, they do good though.
They tell
My
you.
brother.
They tell you.
Osimhen like this big pass. Everybody
Any fucking footballer.
all those
Exactly.
Very influential. Has the money. Has everything at his disposal.
Doing lots of giveaways.
Yeah, he did charitable now. Why I like him?
They
Osimhen if you get in music so if you say
But still,
he's too passionate.
no one is perfect.
The way he
No one is
express.
It's very all humans now. So
But one thing you will not take away from Osimhen is the fact that whenever you put him on the field of
He
play,
wants to
his
deliver.
primary assignment,
he's ready to do it.
he does it.
To the
Yeah,
call.
exactly.
To the call.
Exactly.
The call.
Nigeria go play invitational tournament.
Vigilante tournament. Or
Which one be vigilante? I say invitational.
okay. I think the tournament be like vigilante tournament.
Why? Because Iran did there.
No, nah, it be like a World War match. You understand me?
No, Trump even talk say America and Iran the last 2 days they are
Yeah, they don't the
so it means
That's
the next
rich
few
and
weeks
this
might
one,
just have an end to
rich shoes, have
the war.
No, like invitational tournament, have
Yeah.
now, I mean, as expected, I mean, we should win all those games. We are playing Iran. I think Jordan as well.
Nigeria and something.
Iran, Jordan, I mean, City, which is well. At least we'll just get keep the boys busy.
Just engage them. That's
Yeah, keep the boys busy and engage them.
instead of just
That thing actually work for us. When we go Nations Cup, you know, so this team will first, not these playoffs.
yeah,
Easier Congo and all that. You know, say, you know, they will go Nations Cup. Now we play this team.
absolutely.
That really help us. We make allow those boys
The
to
bonding.
gel and
So
bonding.
they are not playing any competition now. So
But
So yeah,
what did they call them? Nations Cup qualifiers start this year.
how this year, I mean?
Yeah,
the World Cup is also this year. So
we
just be like
they
say,
World Cup now.
these Super Eagles matter. I don't want even
Talk about that.
Super Eagles,
Yeah.
Nothing label.
When they go play for World Cup, yeah, for good 8 years now. I know they watch Nigeria for team.
No worry. We'll return. 2030 is almost here.
During our own time, at that time, I used to go down the run for the NFF presidency.
Amen.
And things is going to be better.
No.
You don't go back.
I don't want to do NFF president. What I want to do.
Why you dey ridicule yourself?
No,
Because you know your level.
I want to do a lot of things for my people in Ifo. So I think I prefer to be in mainstream politics. I'm not really not the fact that I might be interested in football politics later.
In future,
I think I just enter Ifo, do road, do
you
life.
one or two things for your homeland. From the root, go back to the root.
Na root. So now what I want, what I really want to now talk so.
That's Osimhen motivation self there.
Exactly. But
Angel.
God get other plans. If you say
Absolutely.
president of
Abi
the
man.
will become
You say na man proposes, abi?
God
God
disposes.
disposes.
That's what it be.
So,
All right, guys. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Emeka second the reason I will go back to the east. Go bring people of like mind. Guys, we'll be back next time. Don't forget, follow us on our social media platforms, Bantervent Podcast, and drop your comments. What do you think we need to infuse? We'll definitely be there to, of course, listen to one or two things that you've got to say. I've done this alongside my guys, Chukwemeka and Jacob.
Nice
Next
to
time
be
around,
here.
we'll be here again to do even more. My name is Bayo. Have the best of this day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.